So that happened. Last night, Carlos Alcaraz suffered his first straight set defeat at the Slam since becoming a top 10 player, and crazily it happened in the second round of the US Open and he lost to a player like Botic Van de Zandschulp. And no disrespect to Botic, but that man has been going through it this season. I mean, he contemplated retirement after a poor showing at the French Open. After that, he played very average tennis on the Challenger Tour, and even there he was prone to a choke. But last night he was clutching it up by holding crucial service games, by breaking at the most opportune times, and by just simply outplaying Alcaraz when it mattered the most. Was it hard to do that against this version of Alcaraz? Not really, cause this was possibly the worst performance of Carlos's pro career. It's as simple as that, but honestly, if we, myself included, weren't so blinded by Alcaraz's greatness, we probably should have expected this, cause there is no way a real person can find physical and mental strength to compete in 3 super important tournaments in a month. Oh, and if that doesn't sound hard enough, then remember you have to travel from one side of the world to the other to compete. Also, they have to change the surface of play whilst they do that. And that is why I don't think any deep analysis of Alcaraz's performance is necessary here, cause the reason for this subpar play is so obvious that it's almost laughable at this point. Everybody and their mom knows that tennis players are overworked right now. This is something that Iga Swiatek has talked about a lot as of late, and I'm sure that there are other players who did that as well. But you can just see in the eyes of players and even their teams that they are over it. The governing bodies in tennis are treating players like they are a circus act that has to tour around the world non-stop, and that is insane in my opinion. There is no logical reason to have 2 Masters tournaments after the Olympics and before the last major of the year. I might get called crazy for this, but there is no necessity to have a Masters tournament in Paris at the end of the year. And I could go through the full calendar, trimming the fat as they say, cause there is so much unnecessary stuff on the calendar that maybe isn't felt at the start of the season, but at the end of it, we see more retirements during the match. We see higher seeds play worse. We see indifference in the demeanor of some of the top players. And it could be easily fixed, but unless players go on a strike or something like that, I don't see a change happening. We will continue watching half that players play subpar tennis at the end of the year, and we will either pretend like we are entertained by it, or we will overanalyze everything and we will put down players for simply not being superhuman. But we shouldn't, cause we all should just take it easy, my friend.